Welcome everyone to another episode of Moments with Nyengeterai. I just want to say thank you. Thank you to all our subscribers. Thank you to all the viewers. Thank you so much. It means so much to me that you're taking time out to watch the videos, to watch these life lessons that we're bringing to you, and also just your comments and your ideas. Thank you very much for taking everything into consideration to bring you a better show. So this month, as we all know, is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I don't know why we only need a month to talk about breast. I think we should talk about it the whole year. But anyway, this month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and hence the pink. And I have an amazing guest. Not only is she a sister friend, she's an amazing woman who has gone through the journey. And today I think it's going to be really interesting as she takes us through her intimate journey with breast cancer. Adelaide, welcome.
Thank you, Nyengeterai.
So before we start, I just want you to tell our viewers, who is Adelaide?
Adelaide, also known as Kudzayi, Maizuzu, Maizuwa, the Phoenix, Miss Excellence. Oh, the list goes on. It's a mother of one, 23-year-old Zua, married to Vincent Tendai.
Who's married, you or Zua?
Oh, Zua. No, Pasha as yet. No, I am married to Vincent. Right. I have many passions. Very creative.
I can see from your intro that very creative. I know you're very creative. But being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I think there's so many people, there's so many stories that we hear. I just want to understand from you, like, what your take was on breast cancer before you got it, before you went through your journey, and what your take is now after your journey.
Okay. Breast cancer is one of my passions now. I do not go to bed without researching something on breast cancer. Call it paranoia, call it, I don't know, whatever you may call it, but I research a lot and I read a lot. Before breast cancer, when I heard somebody had it or somebody's died, someone's passed on, my initial reaction was just like everybody else. Oh, shame, that's sad. Where did they get it from? How long have they had it for? But now, having gone through the journey, 3 years out now, spotlessly clean, I realize, oh no, that was those responses were actually very foolish responses. Some people would actually call it a curse, or they did something wrong in their life to get it. They're bitter, they're angry, and they're gonna die at the end. And no, that's not it. So my opinion now is catch it early, save a life. Yeah. I've never been one to really follow Breast Cancer Month until I was diagnosed. So Breast Cancer Month, really, like rightfully you said, it shouldn't be just a month. It should be throughout, the whole year. But like every other disease, a month is dedicated to just creating that awareness and just supporting each other and bringing everybody together in support of a certain disease. So Pink October, here we are.
Okay. Take me through, I just want to understand, how did you find out? What happened? Just take us through that journey of being told, the thought that went through your head, then what happened, and the whole op, everything. I mean, I think it's important for people to understand exactly how you even found out, because I think the things that we take for granted, and we also forget. I mean, I'm one of those people. I forget to check, but now I think more so when it hits closer to home, you become a bit more conscious, and
Yeah.
you start now maybe, but then you also forget.
Yeah.
So just take me through that journey. How did you find out?
Okay, so this was 2020. We had just made it out of SA, just in the nick of time before the shutdown.
That was March, just before like COVID. Yeah.
COVID, we were in our masks and gloves. At the time, we were in SA with my daughter, and we caught the very last flight out. So we were a bit more aware of the magnitude of COVID than here in Zimbabwe. People were still a little relaxed. So we got home and we self-isolated. So it was during that self-isolation where I would have deep talks with my daughter. So one evening I was lying on my back and I was just saying to her, you know what? This is how you check for breast cancer. Do you hear me? And I was just going round and I felt a little lump. And I'm like, come. What is this? Feel this. And he says, yeah, it's a lump. There's a lump. I'm like, oh no. What does this mean? Oh no, Mom, relax. This is nothing. So 2 days later, I was at Wild Woman having a mammogram and a scan. And the results were suspicious. So straight away, I knew if they say something is suspicious, very likely it's something very bad.
And the emotions?
So I went back home and I relaxed. So you're in denial. So it's not. It's not what they say suspicious. No, she's made a mistake. That's it. So from there, I then went back to my specialist doctor about 4 or 5 days later. I actually didn't want to go back. I just knew. My gut feel just told me something's up. And when I did go and he confirmed it, I was calm.
You were calm?
I was very calm at that moment. Still, that's denial. I got home. I called my sisters in the UK and I said, this is what the doctor says. Moving forward, I have a whole lot of tests that I need to do. I've got to go and see an oncologist and start treatment. Now, mind you, this is now COVID. We're in full-blown COVID now. No travel, nothing. So from there, I went to an oncologist and before I went to the oncologist, the results came back. I went for a biopsy. So first is the mammogram and the ultrasound. Then after that, it's the biopsy. Okay? After the report comes, then you do a biopsy. Because it's suspicious, they have to do a biopsy. So they did a core biopsy where they take out strands of flesh from the breast and it's taken to the lab. And those results came back and confirmed, yes, it's cancer. So from there, you then go to an oncologist. And then the oncologist will refer you to either a surgeon or prescribe something for you to take in the meantime. So I then opted not to go for the chemo, which they call neoadjuvant. I'm not going to go into all these big terms. I'll just keep it at layman's term. So
why did you opt not to go for the chemo?
Mine was very small. It was actually at stage 0.
Oh, okay.
It was pretty tiny. Right. So I could have had a lumpectomy instead of a mastectomy. Now, a lumpectomy is where they just remove the lump.
How?
Surgery.
Okay.
So they go in and they remove just the area around, including the lump.
Okay.
Mastectomy is radical. Like they take all the fatty tissue out. Everything goes. You're flat like a baby. Well, not necessarily flat like a baby. It depends. They may save some skin if you want to have construction or implants done at a later stage. Now, a lumpectomy in Zim was not performed. They didn't do lumpectomies. And then secondly, the lump was very close to my chest bone. So getting in there, I guess probably was not feasible at the time. I don't know. And from there, you wait it out, you do blood tests, CT scans, your heart is monitored, your blood pressure, everything. You know, the whole body, the whole system is just checked out. So because of the panic, this is COVID, you know, and this creature growing inside of me, I need to get it out ASAP. I decided to go radical. So instead of going on chemo, which pre-chemo, which is supposed to shrink or actually make the lump disappear, I opted for just a mastectomy. And rightfully so, you may go on that chemo and nothing happens to that lump. It may even grow bigger. So those were the initial stages leading up to the operation. Yeah.
Wow. And when you were preparing for the operation, what were you going through? I mean, like emotionally, what were your thoughts? What were your, just take me through those evenings, mornings, your days, you know? What were you going through?
When I went to see the surgeon and he explained to me the whole process of the surgery, now that then it really did kick in. That this is it. We've got to do this. So, as a woman, you know, this is us.
The boobies.
The Twin Peaks are us, you know? And I had to deal with that. So I reached out to one lady who is very near and very dear, special to me, who's also a breast cancer survivor. So besides my sisters, I think she was the very first person I called. And I told her, she was like, oh no, don't worry. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. My phone is open 24/7, anytime. So unfortunately, her cancer and my cancer were different. The breast cancers are different. Right?
Really?
Exactly. We don't all get the same type.
Okay.
Right. So the type that I had was a very docile one, very slow growing, but feeding off estrogen and progesterone. So in essence, my estrogen and my progesterone hormones had to be shut down completely so that I don't get a recurrence, and just to make sure all the cancer cells are gone. When you have the op, there's a chance of some cells remaining. So yes, I went for the op. It wasn't easy. Just before, probably a month before, I was doing one of my checks, blood tests and all that, and I passed through a very good doctor friend's office, his rooms, and I just sat there and I said, this is it. He's like, no, you're joking. No, you're not serious. And I'm like, I am. Why did you wait this long to tell me? I'm like, I'm here and I'm telling you. So he was on it, sent my results to SA. There is what they call genetic typing as well. The test really explains how, on a scale, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, what is my prognosis? And mine was very good. But remember COVID, the waiting game was not on my side. I really did not feel like waiting until borders are open for me to fly out and get treatment. So his partner was one of my surgeons, and I had two surgeons. So he's also a very good friend. He was one of the co-surgeons, and under the knife I went.
How long was the op?
In hours? No, I'm not so sure about in hours.
All right.
Yeah.
But they didn't tell you like afterwards, or they didn't explain to you how long it would take before?
I can't remember actually. No, I can't remember, to be honest. I can't remember how long that took.
And when you woke up, how did you feel? They're gone.
One gone, and I was all strapped up. So they numb you, and that numbness stays with you for months. You don't feel anything. You don't feel no pain. There's no pain. There's nothing. So I was strapped up. I had a port, so they have to drain out excess fluid and blood. It's a pretty long cord that goes inside, and then it empties into a container. So there's certain amounts that you have to drain in a day, like from initial stage, day 1, day 2, day 3, they monitor that, and then when it's just clear fluid coming out, then they remove the port. It's actually stitched to your skin, so it doesn't budge.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when they removed the pot, what happened?
When they removed the port, I was like,
bandage.
yo, I was pretty shocked because I didn't know the cord was that long. Yeah, and then they strap you again to get rid of excess fluid. And that's it. 2 weeks' time, life goes on.
But how? Like, I'm still trying to understand. Then after the op, that's it. You go home.
You go home, you recuperate. They'll tell you what to do and what not to do for you to heal successfully. And then you go back for a review. You go to an oncologist now. You go back to your oncologist. And then she reads I call it the riot act. She reads everything out to you, and that's where they determine whether you need chemo, radiation, whether you need, there's a tablet for the type of cancer that I have that you take for 5 to 10 years. And I didn't need chemo or radiation. I needed to go on that tablet. But I went on 3 different ones at different given times, and my body just rejected. I relapsed, went back into hospital, and whilst in hospital, looking at the 4 corners, I just said to myself, no, I'm out of here. I actually discharged myself.
You discharged yourself?
I needed to get out. Yeah, I needed to get out. And next day I was climbing Doboshawa Rocks. It's now all about what's inside you, what's driving you. You look at yourself at that particular time and you hear of people surviving more than 20 years post-treatment. And here I am less than a year, and I'm saying to myself, I'm not going to make it if I don't change my mindset. And if I don't get this body going, I won't make it. Yeah.
You know, you just said something really critical that really touched me, that you said, I discharged myself, and the next day I was on climbing Doboshawa Rocks because I realized that I needed to change my mindset. I want you to maybe just tell our viewers, what are the lessons that you learned from the time that you had your mastectomy and the time that you had a relapse, and even right now, with 3 years later, what are the life lessons, and what should people either one learn, and 2, what would you tell people that they should also do in advance?
Mine was a very unique case. I had a mastectomy and a hysterectomy at the same time, back to back.
Oh, yo.
So for me to talk of one and leave the other one out in my journey, I wouldn't be doing much justice. One of my doctors said this kind of operation was done 1 in 3 years. And fortunately, the lady who had hers done 3 years prior to me was one of the nurses at my oncologist's rooms. So I did get to talk to her, and we had a laugh about it. Oh, you're the one, yeah. And she's like, oh, you're the one. But from the time I left hospital and went back home, it was hard. I thought I was gonna die. Actually, I think I died. Many little deaths. This is COVID, right? Lockdown, proper, strict. We somehow managed to get my helper, who's my little sister now, Cynthia. She came through with her little baby. She had just had a little baby to take care of me. But I had my daughter with me. She slept with me, she fed me. Both of them actually would bath me. There are times, just be so weak, I couldn't even get out of bed. I'd just cry. Slowly, I started opening up to other relatives and friends. And it was hard. I think it took me almost a year to let my loved ones know that this is what happened to me. Some people still don't know. up till this day. But that was my choice. Some people were angry, were upset that I didn't tell them. But that was my journey.
Exactly.
And I was going to do things my way. And I didn't want people asking me those questions
That you used to ask
other people. Where did you get it from? What is that? How can you ask me, where did I get cancer? Where does cancer come from? So, it's been a very hard journey, tedious. All those medications, they take a toll on you. Even the tablets, they affect your bones, they affect your memory, they affect your eyesight, they affect everything about you, really. They're foods that you can't eat, foods you can take whilst on those medications. And then you've got those who are saying, if you want to prevent cancer, you need to take this. And when you're on this medication, you're not supposed to take that very thing that this person is saying to prevent a recurrence or whatever. Take soya, take turmeric, take what, and only to learn soya is not good. Only to learn turmeric, stay away from it. So it's a very controversial disease. It has no cure as yet, but it's a very, very controversial disease, which through talking to doctors and my own research, I've realized, oh goodness, go live your life. Because what are you going to eat at the end of the day? If this doctor says take this and this one says don't take that, if you read up, don't take this, and somebody else is saying take this, and no, it was just too much. So, yeah, I think from hospital, that was the most challenging part. I was in no pain from the mastectomy itself. It's not painful. But it's mentally now. It's an issue of it being mental. It messes you up. You look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, oh God, what have I done? Should I really have made this decision? At times you're like, let them take the other one out as well. Then I'm just like a little child, you know. Let me not fret and fuss, because cancer does not migrate. If this booby here gets cancer, it does not
spread to
the other one. The other one can get cancer, but it's on its own. It's a different. It can even be a different type of cancer.
Sure.
Right. So mine was ductal. So, you know, the milk, breastfeeding and all that, those milk ducts, yeah, that's where it starts. That's why they encourage women to breastfeed for as long as possible. And I don't know if that really works.
I was about to say, but does it really work? I mean, like now, when you were saying that you did everything right, like you were saying you exercised, you ate all the right foods and everything else, but you still got cancer. So I'm saying to myself, does that really help, you know?
Oh, no, prior to getting cancer. No, I didn't do everything right. No, I didn't. No, I didn't do everything right. I didn't. Cancer takes 5 to 10 years to form that mass. It just does. You don't just wake up and wham bam, I've got cancer. It's a process. 5 to 10 years. So no, way back I was just me. You know, I love baking, I love cooking. I would bake, I would eat, I would drink, I just led just a life.
Live life. Yeah.
I lived life.
But now, what has changed now? Now that you've gone through the journey, what has changed now? And because I'm just thinking, something must have changed, and something has changed for the good or better that you think would help someone else out there. Or yeah.
Look, like I'm saying, even post cancer, you really can't say I've changed for the better. There are ladies out there who drink, who still smoke, who exercise, who eat right, who it's all one and the same thing, before and after. So it's entirely up to you as a person. How do you want to live life?
Yeah.
What do you want to achieve? What are your goals concerning your cancer journey? Do you want to be tied down to being a vegetarian, to being vegan, plant-based? What do you want for yourself? My take is everything in moderation. Everything in moderation. So yes, I've cut out certain things. I've cut out sugars. I've cut out alcohol. At one point in my life, I smoked. Cut that out. So it's a personal. Cancer is a personal journey, very personal, and very private. Not necessarily. I don't believe it's taboo. There's some people who still think cancer is taboo to talk about, breast cancer especially, because it's talking about the intimate parts
of your body. Yeah.
But then how else will others know it if you keep quiet? So that's why cancer awareness is very, very important. So whether mine was genetic or I don't know, or self-imposed through my habits, no one will know. There are testings, screenings that are done, genetic screenings, but they're pretty expensive. So at the end of the day, when I'm ready, I will do them. Yeah. In 2021, my sister, she's 55, also got diagnosed with breast cancer, but at a totally different time. So, it's been hard. Yeah, it's been hard. Yeah.
And with her being diagnosed, you had just gone through your, how did it feel when she was told, like, for you? How did you feel, and what tools did you take or lessons did you take from your journey just to help her?
I was heartbroken, I won't lie. I was heartbroken. She's mentally challenged and had no clue what was going on. My two wonderful doctor friends, they took her on. First of its kind as well. Went through research papers and all. they couldn't find a cancer patient who needed surgery and was mentally unstable. So yeah, they did the op. She's fine.
God. Thank God.
Mm.
Thank God.
She's fine.
Mm.
She actually did better than me.
Mm.
In 6 weeks or so, she was already walking 6Ks. I had a nurse aide with her for a year and a half. Things were tight, but I needed her to get the best possible aftercare that I could possibly think of, that I could give her. And she's back at Homefields where she stays, and she's fine.
Oh, what a journey. And here you are, standing and able to talk through the journey, able to smile through the pain. I just want you to tell our viewers, before we close off, you said something, Adelaide, that really touched me, that it's not about whether you have cancer now. It's not about whether you are sick now. Everything is mind. It's about the mind. It's how you choose to live your life. I really want you to just give us just a few, whether they're life lessons, whether they're thoughts on how people can just get out of that mental, because you don't have to be sick to feel sorry for yourself. Like you said, you'd wake up, sometimes you'd feel sorry for yourself. Sometimes you'd wake up and think, I just want to die. Sometimes you don't have to be, you don't have to have cancer to go through those emotions. I think it would be really nice if you could just give us, having gone through cancer, maybe give us life lessons, but even just your thoughts on how people can improve, take care of themselves, come out of this rut that they could possibly be in, How do you change? I mean, I think a mind thing is really hard.
It's very difficult, Nyenge, to give, like a prescription, but you're asking for my thoughts, right? I lost my mom in 2010. And I sunk. I lost it all. I lost my mind completely. I went crazy. Whatever would give me comfort, whether it was my bottle, or I drank Viceroy by the bottle. I'm sure you remember those days. I would wake up to Viceroy, spend the day with my buddy Viceroy, sleep with my buddy Viceroy. And so for me, I think life lessons are from a perspective of your own traumas, your own joys, your own triumphs, what you've conquered. So for me, being the girl who lost her soulmate, her mom, at 39, and then having to go through depression, having to go through all sorts of things, having to raise my daughter in the state that I was in at the time, having to be a wife and having to run a home, having to run businesses and all sorts. It was just too much for me. I just shut everything down. The only thing that was constant was my daughter. I was there for her, come with me. So, life lessons in regards to just general life or through my experiences?
Through your experiences.
There are many. There are absolutely too many.
Give me 5 top ones.
I would say take it from my mom's death. Love your mothers to bits. If she asks for ice cream, drive 30 kilometers with it. Hand it to her on a silver platter. Ignore all the rants and all the ravings and all the chakata chiskufamba, chino, I need this, I need that, and just be there for mom. Because without a mother, you are lost. Pachivanu vanoti wafumuka. You become a target of all sorts and for all sorts of people to use, abuse, manipulate. I was young. I think 39 is young. And I was alone. My siblings are all overseas. So I had to face this on my own. So I would say, number 1, don't ignore that call. Pick up that call. Visit as much as you can. Listen to her as much as you can. Because when she's gone, don't be like me and lose your life. Because you've lost a soulmate and you have regrets. That's number 1. Number 2, my second life lesson would pertain to my daughter. Don't ever give up on your children, no matter what. No matter what. Be they the slowest in school, be they the dumbest. Well, no, I take that back. There's nothing like a dumb child. I take that back. But these are the terms that are used. Right? Just walk with your child. You know, our generation, we kind of sit on a fence now. We don't know which side to take. Because this is a new generation. Mine is I'm at 2000.
I'm at 2000, yeah.
And here is me, who was raised by a single woman and by the rod. So we are in a sticky place as to now how do we nurture these girls, especially for me. I speak for the girl child. How do we nurture these girl children? She's turning 23 this year, and the worry, the concern, it doesn't end. Yeah, it doesn't end. We put boundaries in place. You call every morning. She's in uni. You call every morning. You call every evening. I need to know you're okay. But be present. Even if you send them off to uni, be present. Know who their school head is. Know their grades. Know where they're lacking behind. There's no different from grade 7 or form 4 or form 6. Some of them still need extra help. I'm called the cool mom, but flip it.
Yeah.
I'm not that cool.
Oh, I know.
But I've had to learn to adjust my own emotions, my own thoughts on so many things that our kids do. Their dressing, their mannerisms, the way they speak to us, all sorts of things. I've had to adjust the music they listen to. Can't be hard and fast because you lose them. You can't be too easy either. You lose them. So hang in there on that fence, ladies. Third lesson would be Support system. Whatever you go through, you need a very good support structure, support system in place. You need those sisters. You need those brothers. You need those mothers. You need those friends. But choose wisely. I find as I'm getting older, my support system is getting smaller and more fruitful. So choose wisely who you want to tell your issues. For instance, with the cancer issue, I would make it a habit to call at least one person a day. And even after calling, some people stop talking to me on that very one call, maybe just to feed their interest and their curiosity as to what's happening to this girl, where is she? And all communication stops. So yeah, just be a little wary of who you tell and to what extent. It's entirely up to you. I had a brilliant support structure through that whole screening thing of who's there for me, who's not there for me. I've told you, have you called the next day to check up on me? Or 2 days later, have you called to check up on me? Of course, my gate was locked. My dogs were on guard. You won't enter. You won't see me. This is COVID. I was paranoid. I was scared of COVID. So I would find the big sisters would come and drop things by the gate. And that's how I was like, oh, okay. So this one really cares. This one is just for the guans, you know? I would get Bible verses. There's a very special lady, believe it or not, I haven't met her yet. Her name is Abby. And she called me the day before I went into surgery. I've known her 3 years, but just over the phone. I'm scared to meet her.
Oh, we have to organize Abby to come.
Abby was there for me from the time I stepped out, after just going through the preparation list. This is what you need to prepare. Take this with you, take that with you, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, so I've got those people who are still there. And my take would be just choose wisely. We are in a vicious world right now. And people take things out of context. People spread stuff they know not of. So we've just got to be careful. Is that 4?
That's 3.
That's 3.
No, we took 3. So now number 4.
Number 4, pace yourself in everything that you do. You will fall 1,000,000 times, but you will get up. It's not the end of you. I fell when I lost my mom. I fell when I had cancer. I had to stop everything I was doing. I fell when my sister had breast cancer. I had to stop everything I was doing. But you get up. That's the phoenix in me. You rise. So watch the space. Pace yourself. Don't be under pressure. This world we're living in is just full of pressure. We've got all the social media. Who's doing what? Who's flying where? Who's eating what? Who's drinking what? Stop. Be yourself. If you're a simple, natural person, be yourself. You don't have to conform to society standards. Number 5, I've learned to live a peaceful and quiet life. That's a lesson. I'm not all over. You'll find me at home. So another lesson is, as you get older, remember, it's all about you now. And when you add that +1 after that 5-0, everything makes sense. Things start to make sense when you are in a quiet place, where you're reflecting. You never lose yourself. I hear people saying, oh, I was lost. No, you were never lost. How do you lose yourself? You engage in things, but that's not being lost. That's just creating habits. So I had created habits for myself. I wasn't lost. I created habits. And out of those habits, I've risen from those things. And I'm a loner at heart. But don't be a lonely loner. Just if you're a loner, you're a loner. Just stay in that place. And so I enjoy home. I enjoy doing my stuff and with no interruptions. So, yeah, those are the lessons I would give. Don't feel sorry for yourself. That's Don't amazing. Live with regrets. Don't think every mistake you've made is the end of the world. No, there's nothing like that. Every mistake is a lesson learned, which propels you to be a much, much better person and more successful.
Wow. Those were amazing 5 lessons there. From those 5 lessons, I think we need to have another session where we talk about all those different things. There's some things that I really want to unpack, but we'll need to do it next time. So just to close us off, I'm just going to ask just a few fun questions. What's your favorite color and why?
Actually, I do not have a favorite color.
You don't?
No, I don't.
Oh, why?
As a creative, I can't. I love all colors. I wear all colors. I used to be very neutral way back. I'd love the browns, the burnt oranges, the beiges. But now I'm just a rainbow, and add the black in there, add the navy blue in there, add the gray in there. I just love all colors. I'm not
no favorite color.
No favorite color.
Favorite
whatsoever.
Animal? And why?
It would have to be dogs, because we own dogs. Not by my choice, but they're Zua's dogs. And I'm attached to them now, especially the one called CJ.
Oh.
I can sit outside in the garden and he'll be looking at me and I can say, CJ, I'm having a bad day. CJ, do you know what so-and-so did to me? And he'll be looking at me and so I call him, he's my human dog.
Your therapist.
Yeah. So I let everything out to CJ. He's there. He'll go, put his head on the ground and just be looking at you as you rant. I can rant and rave to him. Well, I'll be like, CJ, I'm so happy. Guess what? My test came back and they found nothing. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's nice. So what are you reading right now?
At the moment, I'm not reading. I'm writing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
But I do still refer to my 48 laws of power because I'm gaining momentum again. Yeah. The past 6 months were another relapse, actually. And I had to go under. My little sister in Nairobi, Miss Sands, took me in, looked after me, went to doctors, all sorts. She really made it comfortable for me. We went on road trips. She's got a wonderful network of friends in Nairobi, and they're all just like, Sissy, 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 you know, I'm so loved. And so we did about 2 road trips out of Nairobi, very refreshing, amazing. I left Nairobi and then went to spend some time with Zua for about 4 months, 3-4 months. And I just took some time out. So, yeah, I'm on the right path. I'm on the right path. I'm rising. I'm not. I was not lost.
You're not lost. You're rising above.
I'm rising above. I'm rising above.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So the last question: we're packing our bags right now. Where are we going? Where are we flying off to?
Thailand.
Thailand.
Yes.
Why Thailand?
I've been there and I want to go back.
You want to go back? Nice one.
I've been there. I loved it. Yeah. I want to go back to Thailand.
Peaceful. We're going to go back to Thailand.
Yeah.
We're going to go back to Thailand.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
that one was a business trip. This one, definitely, let's holiday.
Holiday.
Right.
Looking forward to that one. Looking forward to the holiday. Adelaide, it's been a pleasure. It's been an amazing, I'm sure, like, probably we've gone over an hour, but I just couldn't stop. I just wanted to hear and understand more, and I'm sure our viewers also wanted to. And from the stuff you've spoken about, the lessons, I think we need to have another sit down. And we didn't talk about the hysterectomy. So there's so much more that we still need to unpack.
Yeah.
But for today, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for opening up your heart and just being vulnerable and, you know, just being able to share your journey, which will be able to help someone out there. Thank you so much for taking time out, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you for having me, Nyenge.
Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you to our viewers. Thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe and to share the video. And thank you for the love. Have a brilliant day. Thank you. Hi, everyone. You've been watching Moments with Nyengeterai. Please remember to subscribe and to turn on your notifications and to just follow me on all my social media platforms. Thank you.